Imagine if every time someone tried to bring you down with negativity, you could effortlessly shut them down with a few well-chosen words. In today's video, we're exploring a series of powerful comebacks that not only diffuse tension, but also put you firmly in control of your own narrative. Think of these lines as your personal toolkit, a way to protect your peace while sending a clear message that you're not here to play their game. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you 7 dynamic responses that transform hostile encounters into opportunities for empowerment. Let's dive in. Response 1. Your opinion is noted, but my peace is priceless. We begin with a comeback that sets the tone right away. Your opinion is noted, but my peace is priceless. When someone unloads their negative views or unsolicited advice on you, this line acts like a shield. It acknowledges their perspective just enough to move on without giving it any power over your emotions. I first learned the value of this phrase when a persistent critic wouldn't let up during a conversation. Instead of getting caught in a cycle of defensiveness, I simply said these words and shifted the focus back to what truly matters: my own well-being. This response doesn't escalate the conflict, it simply ends it on your terms. And once you master this, you'll see that every insult fades into irrelevance. Response 2. If I had a dime for every clever remark you made, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. Next, let's talk about a comeback that mixes humor with truth. If I had a dime for every clever remark you made, I'd be laughing all the way to the bank. This line is a playful yet biting way to highlight that despite all the noise, nothing meaningful is being said. It works especially well when someone is trying too hard to be witty or sarcastic at your expense. The humor in this response forces a pause. It makes the other person realize that their attempt to outsmart you falls flat because their words simply lack substance. In moments where sarcasm is the weapon of choice, this remark flips the script and leaves the instigator questioning whether their jabs are worth the effort. It's a light-hearted reminder that cleverness should be earned, not just thrown around. Response 3. I refuse to engage with theatrics meant to provoke a reaction. Moving on, consider this statement. I refuse to engage with theatrics meant to provoke a reaction. Here, you're drawing a firm boundary by making it clear that you won't be baited into a debate fueled by drama. I remember a time when a colleague intentionally tried to escalate every minor issue into a full-blown argument. Instead of getting sucked into the performance, I calmly announced that I wasn't interested in the theatrics. By doing so, I not only preserved my calm, but also disrupted the other person's plan to trigger an emotional response. This line works because it sends a clear message. You're not a participant in their manufactured conflict, and you're fully in control of your responses. It's a powerful way to diffuse any situation where someone is trying to force a reaction out of you. Response 4. Your arrogance reflects more about your insecurities than my worth. The fourth comeback shifts the focus directly onto the source of the negativity. Your arrogance reflects more about your insecurities than my worth. With this phrase, you're not attacking the person head-on. Instead, you're pointing out that their need to belittle others is a mirror of their own internal struggles. I once encountered someone who incessantly dismissed my ideas, thinking that by putting others down, they elevated themselves. When I responded with this line, the room fell silent, not because I had insulted them, but because I had reframed the conversation entirely. This comeback is a reminder that true strength lies in confidence and respect, not in dominating others through arrogance. It's an elegant way to flip the criticism back on the critic, leaving them to reflect on their own behavior without feeling directly attacked. Response 5. This dialogue ended the moment you decided to provoke me. Sometimes, the best response is to simply close the door on the conversation altogether. This dialogue ended the moment you decided to provoke me does exactly that. Imagine being in a heated discussion where every word is designed to escalate the tension. With this line, you put an immediate end to any further exchange. It's a declarative statement that you're not interested in engaging with negativity, and it leaves no room for them to continue the verbal onslaught. I've used this approach in situations where discussions were spiraling out of control, and it always works. The aggressor is left without a comeback, realizing that their attempt to start an argument has been completely nullified. It's a final, decisive way to preserve your energy and maintain your dignity. Response 6. Thanks, but I choose to remember kindness, not criticism. Next up is a comeback that elegantly dismisses unwarranted negativity. Thanks, but I choose to remember kindness, not criticism. This response is about redirecting the conversation from a focus on hurtful words to a commitment to positive values. It acknowledges the remark without giving it any weight, almost as if you're filtering out the noise to only retain what's constructive. I've found this line particularly effective in casual settings where someone might throw a low-level jab in an attempt to unsettle you. Instead of letting it linger, you make a conscious choice to focus on what builds you up rather than what tears you down. This simple yet profound line communicates that you're in control of your own mental space and that you're not willing to let criticism define your self-worth. Response 7. You seem determined to outdo yourself in the art of foolishness. Finally, let's explore perhaps the most cutting response. You seem determined to outdo yourself in the art of foolishness. This isn't just a comeback, it's an invitation for self-reflection wrapped in a bit of humor. Instead of meeting aggression with more aggression, this line exposes the absurdity of the other person's behavior. It subtly suggests that their constant need to provoke is less about you and more about their own misguided attempts at validation. In moments when someone's insults become a spectacle, delivering this line forces them to confront the reality of their actions. It leaves them with little choice but to pause and reflect on whether their behavior is truly achieving the effect they desire, or if it's simply making them look increasingly desperate for attention. At the end of the day, these comebacks aren't about winning an argument. They're about reclaiming your space and preserving your inner peace. When you choose to respond with calm, measured words, you deny negativity the energy it craves. Each of these responses serves as a reminder that you are in control, that your self-worth isn't defined by the opinions of others, and that you have the power to choose how you engage with the world. Whether it's dismissing a baseless critique or shutting down an all-out verbal attack, remember, your calm is your strongest weapon. So next time someone tries to drag you into a needless confrontation, lean in, deliver one of these comebacks, and walk away, knowing that you've just taken another step towards living a life free from unnecessary drama. Your peace, your values, and your inner strength are priceless. Never let anyone convince you otherwise. Keep these lines in your back pocket, practice them, and watch how they transform not only your interactions, but also the way you carry yourself every day. Because when you choose calm over chaos, you send a powerful message. You're not here to fight, you're here to thrive.